I hope you've been doing well since last episode. You know, I mean it was a bit recent, because obviously I missed last week, so I'm filming 2 this week. Got to keep up my weekly, calendar of uploading a podcast. So yeah, but I'm going to get straight into it, and well, it's damn, I was not expecting podcasting to be this difficult. Like, I don't just want to have a generic podcast. Like, and I know there's thousands of podcasts out there, maybe tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, but there definitely is, I don't just want to be another generic podcast that, is there where people just express everything and like just say what they want to say and that's it, like I genuinely want this podcast of mine, to be a place where no matter what, whether your day's gone good or bad or whatever's happened, you can just put it on and for 20 minutes, half an hour, however long the episode is, you can just chill and kind of forget some of the things that's happened in life, and well, that's my aim. But another thing is, whenever you start something new, you're supposed to, plan and, think about what can happen and all that stuff. Like, this podcast, I thought, like, what am I going to have to do to make it go to the next level, who are the people I want to meet and all that, how am I going to be a better speaker to you, as you are my guest, But the thing I didn't prepare myself for, and it's my fault, is what if I struggle to pick something to say? And that is what my issue is at the moment. I am struggling to find what to talk about for episodes. And I know you can just say, well, I'll just speak about anything, but I need like a certain niche, like I've done like self-help and that, but it's like I'm finding myself very limited, which is probably why people have guests on podcasts, so there's a lot more stuff to talk about, but at the moment it's just me and you, and I do all the talking. So yeah, but it is difficult. I didn't think about that, like for the past 2-3 episodes I have struggled to come up with an idea, hence why it's been later, and I was like thinking last night and the day before, like, what am I actually going to upload for this episode? And I just, kept saying to myself, I have no clue, because I don't know, and in the end I just decided, go on a limb here, just speak about that for a bit, and like I thought, alright, I'll do it and try and bridge the gap between us and all that. Like, please, I ask you to comment or help me so that I know what kind of like stuff I can talk about. Like, what do you want to hear from me? Please comment that, because it will help me and it will help you. So yeah, that's what I ask from you. Like, I don't mean to think that I'm someone who knows everything. Yeah, I know a fair bit, but I've only been doing self-improvement for 2 years, I mean, let's be real, me and you are most likely on a similar level, Like, I've studied Stoicism by the end of this month for 2 years, that's the 2-year mark, end of the March, 31st, is it? Yeah. And then I think in April, sometime in April, maybe even May, is the 2-year mark of me, having a relationship with God and Christ, because like when I first started, I wasn't Christian. I just said I'm not religious, I just have a relationship with God, I have a relationship with Christ. Then over time, it came to my head like, what religion would it actually be? And it was like Christian, because I'm baptized, I've been to Christian churches in the past. So I thought that'd be it, and then I got into reading the Bible. Well, I think even a bit before then, I'm like, yeah, I'm Christian, so that's how that happened. But yeah, that's my 2-year mark for then. It's like, I don't know everything. I know a good bit, but I don't know everything, and there's definitely something that you can teach me, which I hope you do, I'm open to everyone's mouth, my ears are open, Please, like, if you have something to say to help me, whether it's with podcasting, whether it's with life, self-help, self-improvement, reading, religion, stoicism, whatever it is, if it can help me, please comment, please let me know, because I do really appreciate it, and I don't want to be just the teacher or whatever, I want us both to learn and both to grow from this podcast. And, well, that's what, like, I'm worrying about, you know, like, because even, like, the past 2 or 3 episodes, I've been thinking, like, do I leave it? You know, I've been thinking of just shutting this down, like, and I said to myself, you know, to get to episode 10, which is not yet, but, you know, and see what happens then. It's like, then I think to myself, is this just another obstacle? Like, whenever you start something new, it's good at the first, then you get to an obstacle, then you have to get over that, and the obstacle is what decides if you keep doing it for however long or give up and go somewhere else. And I don't know if I've started this. My intention to start this podcast was also, like I said, you know, to help people, to give some people just some free space to, you know, unwind, should I say, and just kind of forget about crappy life at times, you know. It's something I seek, you know, and that's why sometimes I watch podcasts and that. And it's like, I want to connect with people and help people. But also I feel like sometimes I may have just started this to fill in some gaps in my life. I don't know. You know, like, I don't want to start this podcast to be busy, you know, because that is one thing you need to learn. Being busy is not being productive, okay? If you're busy, it doesn't mean you're making progress, alright? You know, if you're spending all day being busy, but it doesn't amount to any growth or progress towards goals, then it's pointless, you know? And then compared to the guy who's could be only doing 2 hours of work a day that gets him towards goals or whatever, you know, he's making more progress. So, you know, being busy is not being productive, and that's what sometimes, boy, if I've started with this podcast, I'm just doing to be busy. Hopefully not, you know. And this is green tea, by the way. It's amazing. Good for your acne. As you can tell, mine's kind of flared up again because I have a stupid thing of, if I have one sugary sweet, like sugary snack or whatever, or drink, my acne flares up. Otherwise, if I eat healthy, it's alright. But yeah, but green tea is the best drink you can have for acne, that, and probably water. So keep that in mind. If you have acne, you know, I've had it for years and it sucks. But it is what it is, you know, life moves on. So yeah, but anyways, you know, it's like, I want this to be a good place for you. You know, and it's like, I do struggle to speak about stuff because I don't just want to speak about anything, that's it. You know, like, I've noticed, like, podcasts have always having these, like, George Janker is the one I watch the most. He's always including God. It's always about God. And it's like, yeah, I get that for me, but then I feel like I'm missing out stuff I want to speak about, like books and stoicism and other self-help things, maybe even boxing, which I haven't really spoke about much, and other stuff like that. But then it's like, I don't want to be too broad where I don't resonate with you. You know, like, because let's say if you like me talking about God and stoicism, then, you know, I can't really go off and speak about some sort of like business, making a business or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just ignore you. I mean, I'm struggling to put in words now, kind of, but you know, hopefully I get better at this stuff. You know, I've been speaking to a camera now for like a year, maybe, something like that. So, you know, if I compare myself now to when I started, I'm much better, but, you know, I've still got a long way to go. Like, sometimes I may struggle to speak to the camera as if you're a person, you know, like I might speak to the camera as if it's a camera instead of a person, you know, which I've noticed in my videos, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. You know, I used to swear a lot, but because of religion, Christianity and God, you know, I've brought my swearing down a lot, which is now, I now swear when I, like, get angry, something like heightened emotions, like something really shocks me, really scares me. I'm like, oh, you know, but you know, I'll go into this actually. How I reduced my swearing and hopefully stop it completely one day is I use other words instead of swearing. So, for example, F-U-C-K. Instead of saying that, I say fudge. Now, I've done this since like 7 years old. So, you know, I don't know why I remember so clearly. I remember a kid shouting, it goes, oh, fudge. I'm like, I'll take that on. I don't know why. But ever since then, you know, I said that. So instead of saying F-U-C-K, I say fudge. instead of saying shit, I say shiz, which is kind of like the German way of saying it. So, but you can use like other words to, instead of swearing. I also used abbreviations. So instead of saying, "Oh, you son of a," I say SOB, or instead of "you piece of," I say POS. Stuff like that. And just by doing that, I've reduced my swearing a lot, to where I don't even swear on my podcast, my other videos I make and stuff like that. I swear a lot less around people I love and around other people, which is nice. It makes me more pleasant. And also now when someone swears, it makes me cringe, which is a good sign. Because when you get to that stage, it shows that, you don't like swearing and that. Like, if someone swears just out of the blue, says F-U-C-K or whatever, it makes me cringe. And even when I do it myself, like when I get real angry at someone, it makes me cringe as well. I'm like, oh damn, and I feel it in my heart that I should not have said that. But that is, how you stop swearing. That's one thing you can learn from today's podcast, instead of me just ranting on all the time. But I really hope this podcast goes somewhere. Like, I really hope this podcast just opens up so many doors where I can meet fans like you. I could meet you. Where I could meet like the people who's helped me through South Africa, like George Janko, Ryan Holiday, like other influencers and all that. Where I could meet other people and even have my friends on it, and help them out through this podcast. Like, I know it can do so many things, and I've seen so many people say that about their podcast. Like, oh, I started from this, and now it's amazing. I get to meet all these people, do all this amazing stuff, and travel everywhere. I'm like, that's kind of what I want to do, I was like, another thing, like, my core dream is to be like an influencer, like being an author. And my mum didn't even know that. I remember went to this meeting and I asked, what is your dream? And I was like, I want to be an author. That's one of my dreams. Like, that's why I write ebooks. I haven't wrote a book yet, but I probably will one day. No, I definitely will one day, should I say? But I write ebooks. I've got really good at that. So if you want, check those out. Link in below or link in bio. I'm not going to force you there if you don't want to. Fair enough. I can't. You can't force the horse to go drink a little water. You can only lead it there. So yeah, I'm not saying you're a horse, by the way. But it's just, I want this podcast to just go somewhere and help you out. And I know it's just at the moment it's just me speaking to a camera, but hopefully one day I'll get like another camera to have at the side of me, so there's different angles, so it keeps you entertained, as I know some stuff about that. Hopefully one day I'll have one of my friends on, which I might do. I plan on having my friend Charlie. I haven't even asked her. And if you're watching this, Charlie, I hope you do come on my podcast one day and sort it out. We'll speak about some stuff, because we do TikTok lives together sometimes, and it kind of gets like a podcast then, where we talk about stuff and all that, and some people watching. So good on that. I've had conversations about God and religion and like being gay with religion and all that, because she's lesbian. So as is, still love as a mate though. Top quality person. So yeah, but even be a different room, like at the moment it's just in my bedroom, so yeah, but maybe one day it gets like, in my own house, or in like a proper studio for like my podcast and that, and have like a proper good, like have like a crew of people who sorts the cameras out, the editing and all that, instead of me just doing all that, and like checks the quality of the audio and all that stuff, and people who plan it out and contact people and all that. To have like a full team, like a good group around me. But also, we all start from somewhere, and right now this is me somewhere. Just me by myself, my phone, the microphone I bought on TikTok, because my other one broke, which actually was really good. It wasn't the most expensive one in the world, but it cost me £50, like. But I remember I got that. I did like a work experience thing with my brother's work. It did like fabrication, but all I did was break my back, learn a few things. I used a machine, and then I just, brushed for the rest of the day and cleaned up, which broke my back even more, because I have a bad back at my age. Thanks to COVID time, where we just sat at desks all day at home and on the computer, you wouldn't move around. And then when we went back to school, we had to go into exams, so we weren't really moved around then. We just sat in these stupid hard chairs, and from that, my back's had real pain. So, yeah. Even a kid sued our school for that, and he had to have back surgery because he was that bad. He got, I think it was scoliosis or something, but yeah. I think, I don't know if it fully did, but it did try suing the school, so, you know. Yeah. I've gone off now. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, my microphone. Yeah, sorry. Basically, I went to, obviously I did the fabrication thing, broke my back and all that, sweeping up, and I got £50 from it. And the entire time I was there, I was just thinking, what am I going to spend this money on towards business so I can improve my chances of getting out? Because I did not want a job. Like, I don't know if you know already, I do not want a job. Not to be lazy, but because I don't want a 9-to-5 slaving away all the time. I want to be able to, you know, do what I'm doing now and provide enough for my future family, you know, so I can see my wife and be happy with her, and see my kids when I have them. I don't have to go away from them. I can spend the day with them. Like, obviously I'll be working at times, but, you know, yeah, that's what I want. I don't want to, like, now I'm home alone. You know, my brother's at work, my mum's at work, my dad's at work. You know, I don't want, obviously I love my parents and I appreciate that they have the job because it provides for me and it helps me do this. You know, but I do miss them at times, you know, like it'd be nice just spend a day with them doing something, but instead of having to slave away, and then when they are off they're tired, so we can't do much anyway. So, you know, it is what it is, but I don't want that for my kids. I want to be able to spend a lot of time with them. So yeah, that's why, you know, I want to be like an entrepreneur and that, and be an author, not have a 9-to-5 job and slave away. So yeah. But anyways, you know, I'm thinking to myself about that, doing that fabrication thing, sweeping, breaking my back, hating life, and I thought, what do I actually want to get from it? And I just thought a microphone, thought, yeah, I need a microphone to improve my content creation, and yeah, I got it, and, you know, did help, you know. So yeah, I mean, the one good thing I got from that work day was probably the £50 and a bulldog clip. I know it was kind of random, but yeah, I got a bulldog clip to clip a note to my book. That was it. Pardon me. That was it, you know. So yeah, but I do really hope that this podcast goes somewhere, but it is hard at the moment, just thinking of stuff. I think I've done quite well, 17 minutes in, 18 minutes, and I've done quite well, you know, but I don't just want to rumble on and stuff. I mean, no, some podcasts are like that. It's like, well, at least having a talk with you. Yeah, but I want it to be like a purposeful talk, you know, whether it's with you as my guest, or, you know, like a friend as my guest, or, you know, another influencer, like I said, you know. I want it to be like a purposeful talk where you come here, you learn something, and I can take you away, or whoever's with me, away from crap that's happened from your life, and just, like, come on, you know, and we have a talk and that. But hopefully it gets to that. But yeah, you know, it's just my main priority. I mean, this is content creation, but main priority is always my ebooks, and that's why I've struggled getting an episode out last week, because I've been writing my ebook and I put that first. But obviously today it's like a rest day kind of thing, where every Tuesday and Thursday I don't work out, because that's my workout day, so then I don't write either. It's kind of like a miniature rest day. I still read and journal and read the Bible, and, you know, I do some sort of business thing like content creation, you know, which is this, and I'll be making another video for my TikTok and all that. But yeah, like Tuesdays and Thursdays I don't work out, and I won't write my ebook. Sometimes I might, but obviously today I'm not, so I get to do this. But yeah, you know, that's my thing, ebooks, and I love them. I love writing them. You know, I mean, at first I'm like, oh, I can't be asked, but when I get into it, you know, I'm like, this is helping someone, it's helping you, hopefully, you know. And yeah, it is. It's nice. It's nice helping people. You know, and I'll say this: business. You don't start a business to whatever it is. You know, you don't start it for your needs. You start it for someone else. You don't start it for money. You start it to help someone. And when you can do that, even if you get paid, no matter how much you get paid, which will probably nothing at first, you'll still love it and you'll still want to do it, because you know you're helping someone. Like, I had to, like when I first started writing ebooks, it was really difficult for me to reach people. obviously every book I uploaded were paid, you know. But then I remember watching a video on Iman Gadzi, and it says, like, to get yourself out there, you may have to sell your products for free. So I'm like, alright. It took me a long while to do that. It was like, you know, I did it at Christmas in December, and I probably watched that video like a month or two before, but, you know, that's what I did. And in December, and then I didn't even remember looking at my phone. I didn't look at my phone or sales that entire month, and then it got to after Christmas, and it says I've made 30 odd sales, which I'm like, damn, you know, like, of like my free ebooks, you know, so I was like, I didn't get any money, but I didn't care, you know, I'm like, I help people, you know, and stuff like that. And I realised, oh, I need to make some free ebooks every now and then, and obviously I do. It's like paid ebooks, and then I think I do like every so let's say I make like 3 paid ebooks. After that, I'll make 1 free ebook, something like that. But yeah, I realised that got me out, that got me exposed, and now it's up to where I sell hundreds a month. You know, bloody hell, sorry for that. It's me ring on my mug. Obviously so yeah, it went from struggling to get 10 sales a year, paid or whatever, you know, to I got 30 sales for free. Yeah, but obviously it's not about the money. You know, to now my paid sales, which it'll get like 5 or 6 every month, 7 every month, something like that. So it's going well. You know, it's keep going up. But it's took me 2 years to get to here, you know. It takes a long ass time of working your ass off, even if you haven't got any, you know, anything to show for that, like, you know, like a sale or whatever. So, yeah, but obviously if you do it to help people, to provide people, to make this world a better place, you know, no matter how much you get, how little you get, you'll enjoy it. So that's what it is, you know, like, I could only get 1 sale for an ebook, and I don't care, I'd still enjoy it because I know I'm helping someone out. Same for this videos, you know, whether I've got hundreds of views, which I have done in the past, or if I only get 5 views or whatever, I don't care, as long as I'm helping you and giving you something that you can take into the world, whether it's just entertainment or something to learn, I'm happy. So, you know, yeah, but keep that in mind of you know, start a business for selfless reasons and to help other people, not to help yourself and get money, because you won't last. You know, you won't get any money at first. You'll be like, oh, I can't cope with this, and just quit. Or you'll, instead of being in the rat race, you'll be in the rabbit race where you just jump from one thing to the next, and that's not very good. You know, the only thing you'd switch is if you're completely failing. Like, for me, I did drop shipping, but I was 17, so I couldn't make any money. I'm like, I'm not waiting. You know, kind of money focused, like, but is that a dove? I've seen a dove from my window. Anyways, yeah, but I wasn't making any money. I wasn't going to make any progress on anything, you know, and I'm just going to lose money, because if I did make sales, I couldn't make any money from them anyways, and I had to pay to ship the thing out, so it was kind of stupid. But obviously from that, I switched and I went to ebooks. So yeah, but you don't swap something unless you truly don't want to do it anymore, or it's truly failing and nothing is going to happen, you know it. Yeah, but if there's even like a little bit of hope, keep doing it, you know, like ebooks. Some such reason I started them. When I first started them, I did them for a good bit, then I stopped, then I changed my route for some, I was in the rabbit race kind of. I went to content creation, but like doing like long YouTube videos and all editing, all that, and I kind of hated it because I was about short form content. So then that got me kind of down, kind of got me really depressed actually, and then I'm like, oh, screw this. So I went back to ebooks, obviously clicked with them again, and that's what I've been doing ever since, and short form content creation. And then a few weeks, well, I mean, like 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, I think I'm on episode 8 now. Yes, about 7-8 weeks ago, obviously, I started this podcast. But yeah, I know this is long form, but I can go into detail, I can talk about a lot of stuff, and I don't have to edit that much. I'm not saying I'm not good at editing. I'm alright editing. It's just, it takes a lot, and I mean a lot of like time to like edit, and I was like, I didn't really want to do that, you know. I didn't really enjoy making videos, so I just went to ebooks, which I did enjoy, and you know, it helped people, and I was able to help more people from those ebooks. But yeah, you know, find what you want to do, and obviously provide for the people, find what you're good at, find what clicks for you, but always have to think of, you do it for the people. Yeah, that's a long ass rant that, but it was what it is. Hopefully I've not bored you. You know, I want to be kind of entertaining for you, but, you know, yeah, hopefully this podcast does go somewhere. And like, even if you watch like my first video, things were a lot different compared from then to now. And it's only been like a few episodes, well, it's 8 episodes, so, you know. But like, I speak about multiple things, that's what the plan was, and then I do like an out of content thing, which I haven't even done once. So, you know, I was thinking about changing the name, which I didn't in the end, obviously. It is good, I like this name, Tea Food Forecast, but yeah, you know, hopefully I can provide good content for you, whether it resonates you or entertains you or anything like that, you know, and hopefully it goes somewhere, you know, so I can reach more people and help more people, and, you know, and have more guests like you on. So yeah, but I do appreciate it. But I'll tell you one last thing, which is, I read a book called 1 Million Followers, and one of the most important things it says in it, well, one of the things that repeated, was about being like emotional with your audience and like resonating with the heart, like come from the heart and stuff. Like, yeah, it's good advice, but I can't really speak about emotional depression stuff a lot, you know, to make you like, you know, I mean, I don't think that was the main reason anyways. It was like, come from the heart, like, you can care for your audience, which you do. I do care for you, even though I have no clue what you're like or anything or what you do, but, you know, I do care for you, you know, I do hope I can help you in some way or another. But yeah, you know, I suppose that's what it means in the end. But I couldn't just upload sad like content of like me, like when I broke up with my girlfriend and she cheated on me with my mate. 7 years, 7 years. Still, that was what sucks. You know what sucks about that? It was a 2-week relationship, right? And for months I was off balance with myself and life. Absolutely sucked, and I still think about it today sometimes. Like a good bit, you know. Like, I think the thing that just hurt was I'd made 7 years, and my girlfriend, she was snug. She didn't do it with him, if you know what I mean. She just slept with him, like snuggled with him and all that. She had her hands on him, he had her hands on her, and it's not even like he was better looking than me. I'm not being mean, but you know, he was. While I did drugs and all that, he was overweight. No offense, it was an alright guy, an alright guy, should I say? Until then, but yeah, I mean, the funny thing was, before then I said to God, give me a sign, smack me in the face pretty much. Am I staying with this girl or not? You know, if not, take her out of my life. And within 10 minutes of arriving at my mate's house and all that, because that's where we were going to hang out, and she got there before me because obviously I didn't have the car to drive at the time, my brother was using it. Long story, you know. And yeah, I got up to the room and that was happening. I'm like, damn. But yeah, you know, I've said that story a lot of times because I know it resonates with people, I know it helps people, but I don't want to keep bringing it up, you know, because then it might drag me back down and stuff, and it sucked. But even like, well, this is a new thing, I'll tell you. And I've realised this episode hasn't really had much of a theme, but we'll see what happens. You know, hopefully you enjoy it. But yeah, you know, I was doing a live with my mate, and she comes on. I know she does it. She's like devil now. Like she always was, but when she was with me, I was more focused on what I wanted her to become than what she actually was, which is a bad thing. So yeah, keep that in mind. You know, don't just focus on what someone's going to be or what you want them to be, so you ignore all the crap they do. So yeah, but she comes on. Obviously, she's at a boyfriend's house, or he's at her house, and he goes, "I'm Matt." I just froze. I'm like, oh, you know, I literally going back there to reach a game out to play, you know, because it was after I've done all this stuff and all that. I was on live with my mate, you know, thought I'd do some entertainment. And it just goes, I just saw a face in profile. I'm like, oh, what do you mean I saw? I almost just leaked a name. Oh well, I'll just blur that out or something. Damn. But yeah, said her name, should I say? And it goes, yo, I'm Matt. I'm like, oh, damn it. But yeah, she just wants to cause trouble. I knew it. But I don't care. I've seen what he looks like. He looks ugly. No offence on the guy. I know for a fact he ain't with God. I know that. Well, if he is, good on him. But I don't think he is. Probably didn't work out as much as me. Probably didn't help as much as people as me. And, you know, hopefully he's an alright guy, you know, from both. Like, I do hope they both look after each other, though. I do hope she's found a good man. But it was cold doing that, you know. Like, why the heck do people do that? Why just bring back up? Like, it's been like 7 months. She does that. Like, come on, you know, just leave it be. I blocked her and everything. Just leave it be. I don't ever want to speak to her again. You know, if I saw her, I don't think even I'd speak to her. She'd probably say something stupid anyways. But if I saw her again, I wouldn't even acknowledge her. I'd be like, I don't want to acknowledge her. You know, I just pretend she wasn't there. Might have been mean on me, but it is what it is. So, yeah, but anyways, I ended it there, so I don't keep ranting on. You know, it's half an hour though. Damn, I haven't done podcasting that long for a while. Yeah, obviously, moral of the story, podcast is a lot harder than what I thought it was going to be. Hopefully, though, it goes somewhere, which is what I'm planning of, you know, and meeting new people and opening new doors for myself, and maybe even you, you know, through this, could help you or whatever. Hopefully, I get to meet you one day, or something like that, meet all my fans and that, you know, just to help you out, you know, and be like, because you'll be like me, you know. Like, I have very little friends and they don't really do stuff like me. Yeah, they're nice people, but they don't really self-improvement. It's me, a freshener. They don't really do self-improvement, you know. They're there with a job. That's how they see their life. Like, oh, I need to get a job, and I'm like, I want to do this and all that. So, you know, but they are. I do love them as mates, you know, they're good mates. So, you know, but I've never really had. I've had one person who did self-improvement and all that, and you know, like, he got me into it, but I don't speak to him anymore, really, because it was, you know, he was at college, he was left college. I don't even know if he does it that much anymore. I think he does, but probably not as much as me. But I wish he did, though. I wish he did. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, also I know you, as my fans, my followers, subscribers, you know, my customer maybe, I know you'll be like me, which I appreciate, because it's nice to have people that are like you around you. So yeah, hopefully one day I do meet people like that. Maybe it's even meeting you and I become friends with you. But yeah, you know, I'll end at that. You know, so yeah, how you know I want podcasts to go somewhere, and it's difficult to find things to talk about. So again, please, begging, I'm hoping you comment on what you want to hear from me, what you want me to speak about, what you want this podcast to be about, alright? Because you're like my boss in a way. You know, I've got to listen to you, so please, you know, you're my audience, you know, you're my guest, so please don't just click off this video and be like, oh, in a bit, bro. Please comment below, just take like 10 seconds, whatever, just comment something you want to hear from me. I don't care what it is, just please comment something you want to hear from me. So, you know, just let me know what you want, and I'll look into it, and hopefully, well, will definitely, you know, work on that and include it into my podcast. Yeah. But as always, I'll end you on a book recommendation. If I've already recommended it, I do apologise. I just think I've got a lot of books here, but one day I'm going to run out of book recommendations. I'll do No, I'll do that. I've spoke about it. I don't know if I've recommended it before. I don't think you have 1 million followers. You know, if you want to grow an audience and, you know, be like a content creator like me, that will definitely help you. So it's 1 million followers. You know, I get it for you by Brendan Kane. That's what it looks like. Yeah, amazing book. Look, there's my bulldog clip. Not what I got from the thing, from that job thing, but, you know, just proves that's what I use them for. But yeah, that's a great book. I do recommend that. It's hardcover and it only costs me like £3 or something, so bargain on eBay. And I'll end you that. And the wisdom I'll end you with, and hopefully I don't cut it off this time, is I'm cutting it off. The figures, so that man put me on the spot here. Give me 2 seconds. Just thought of one. And it kind of goes with this video, which is obviously I'm at obstacle with my podcast, so I'll do this. It's one of the best story quotes ever. I got some Ryan Holiday, and this is one of his favourites. It's this simple: the obstacle leads the way. That's what it is. I even had a bracelet of that, but it broke. So yeah, but the obstacle leads the way, and what that means is this obstacle is guiding you, you know, and it's making you, it helps you decide where you want to go. If it's continuing with this thing or it's switching things up. You know, so be grateful for obstacles. They are a pain in the ass, but it does help you in the end. So the obstacle is the way, you know, it's part of the journey, it's the path, really. So that is that. The book I recommend again, Running Falls by Brendan Kane, and The Obstacle is the Way. That's the bit of wisdom I'll give you. I'll see you next episode, whatever that may be. I don't know. Hopefully it's something you comment, you know, hopefully it's something that you go, oh, I'll actually comment this time, instead of a load of people just go, I'm not going to comment, and then skip. Well, you know, please, you help me out, you got to save me ass, please. I'm begging you. Yeah, please. Anyways, I'll see you in a bit. I wish you luck. I'll see you next week. And, yeah, you know, I'll, hold on, finish his green tea off, may as well. Green tea and lemon to be precise. But yeah, I'll see you next episode, and I wish you luck in your next week, and hope things go well. If not, don't worry, remember the obstacle is the way. Whatever this crap thing is, it's going to be okay in the end. Yeah, peace.